Hello and welcome to the third and final day of Lisbon Web Summit and the last in our series of daily reviews with BMW. I'm your host, Jonathan Openshaw. Now, it's been a jam-packed week here in Lisbon. 70,000 of the global tech community have descended to outline their future vision of what we're going to see over the next 12 months in technology. And the good people at Lisbon Web Summit may well have saved the best till last with a super exciting day of programming. So without further ado, we'll get straight into the programming. Now, first up on centre stage was Rafi Krikorian, the former Uber exec turned Chief Technology Officer for the Democratic National Committee in the United States. Now, he had a lot to say about cybersecurity and how it's the big challenge that we face in the 21st century.
So we've been doing a set of drills, effectively, to see what would happen and how our team would respond, all the way up to the chair of the party and seeing, making sure we have all the communications in line and all the processes in line. That being said, these attacks are very hard and very difficult to both detect and to react and to plan against in a lot of ways. Remember that we're dealing with foreign actors who are targeting the electoral process of the United States, and we're an organization which has a budget of about $100 million trying to defend the entire electoral process effectively.
Next up, Ev Williams was on centre stage. As the founder of Medium, he's looking for innovation within the media industry to look beyond ad-only models and look at new revenue streams and ways of bringing in the cold, hard cash.
So what we found is people will consume things and even spend time on them and not be happy about it. And when you start focusing on getting people to pay, they have to feel good about what they're consuming. If your model is advertising, they don't have to feel good. They just have to keep doing it. And so the only way we've found to determine that is by using human judgment.
And then we were lucky enough to get some time with the man behind it all, founder and CEO of Web Summit, Paddy Cosgrave.
I think it turns out if you look at some of the large tech companies, they have been trying for nearly a decade in some cases to build cars. And it turns out it's very hard to build cars. So some of the most exciting high-tech companies in the world, I think, are realizing that, guess what, building a car it's incredibly complex. And so I think initially there was a belief that the big software companies were going to build the cars of the future. And I think that turns out not to be the case. The large car companies are going to be the ones that will build those platforms. But I also think in this moment, there's a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs to build some of the software and some of the components that are going to go into the cars of the future.
We asked the man with the amazing job title of Chief Evangelist for Amazon Web Services what was coming up next for the company.
I think that really widespread adoption of machine learning across all types of different use cases is a really hot trend right now. We have many, many customers that are interested in predictive analytics, so making predictions about the world based on what they already know from their data, and also in putting machine learning and artificial intelligence to work to create really innovative product experiences for customers. Obviously at Amazon we have the Amazon Echo and the Alexa voice service, which is one really good example of that, where you can use natural language to control applications or access services. We see lots of customers taking advantage of that through things like Alexa Skills.
Elsewhere at the fair, we heard how your next Chief Marketing Officer could well be a robot.
So companies like banks using it to decide, AI to who do I target and how do I optimize the marketing activities? How do I optimize on the fly millions of experiments real time of creative messages, sales conversations? How do I optimize those things? When you do it, it's just, in their case, they've been public that it's actually had a massive effect on revenue by doing this right.
And then we looked ahead to the next year and asked, could blockchain technology finally be coming of age?
I think we're moving beyond a world where people thought that there'd be one blockchain or the blockchain, right? It doesn't look like the internet. It looks like the way the world kind of works, which is a lot of different communities, a lot of different use cases, a lot of different cultures and regulatory environments, where there'll be some that'll be very public, and those will include many of the public cryptocurrencies we know of today. They might include new competitors, such as the David Chaum's Elixir system that we just heard about, right? Or Stellar, or other types of ways of doing settlement. There might even be other kind of global identity networks, but most of the transactions that we know about that'll happen on blockchains will happen across lots of different kind of bespoke kind of consortia ledgers out there.
So there you have it. From cybersecurity to robot executives, Lisbon's continued to deliver epoch-defining insights. Make sure you look at our hashtag and check out the rest of the coverage that we've been delivering this week, all of the Moving Mind interviews, daily reviews and morning briefings. It's been a completely mind-blowing experience for me. I've loved covering every minute of it. I hope you've enjoyed being here with us and look forward to seeing you back here again very soon.